welcome to my channel. My name is Jess and I'm so glad that you guys are joining me today because today we are going to talk all about reading journals. So this is a dual purpose video. First of all, I'm going to be sharing with you how I'm setting up my 2025 reading journal, which is year 4 of doing the reading journals. And then I'm also going to be sharing with you some new pages that I'm going to be releasing on my Etsy shop. Some of them are like glow ups from other pages. Some of them are just simple changes, but I'm really excited. And I'm really hoping to continually be able to launch stuff in 2025 to be able to use for that year, but then also going forward. For my new viewers, welcome. My returning viewers, welcome back. Glad that you guys are joining me today. You may be thinking I'm crazy because I have literally 4 planners right here, but I'm extra. I like to be complicated. So yes, they're all going to serve a purpose. I'm actually going to be setting this one aside because what I'm going to do, this one has all of my created pages. They've already been printed, punched, they're ready to go. I'm setting that one aside because first I want to build my planner. So in a video that I posted yesterday, well, technically today because it's Saturday, but anyways, my planner lineup video, I mentioned that I was going to be using the deluxe Mickey and Minnie horizontal. Yes, I am in a sense. So it is undated, which I was kind of like a little iffy about because I've been dating up my reading journal this entire year. Did I really want to date it up another year? So I decided that no, I don't. And I have this horizontal for 2025. This is, I can't remember which one that it is. I apologize. But anyways, I just basically took the front page from the Mickey and Minnie because I'm going to be gluing these together. This way it also gives me a perpetual calendar because that was something that I said that I needed. And then this way the month is dated up and the weeks are dated up and I don't have to worry about that. So we will be taking this from there. So this one, all that I'm going to be using is just the cover. I will most likely use these for during the year. If I just want to, maybe I want to use a horizontal in my regular planner. Well, not my regular planner. Maybe I want to decorate it just because, or maybe I want to decorate it for somebody else. I can do that. It's nice to have that undated extra. This one, I'm going to be taking the discs. This is a July to June planner. I think I used maybe July only. It's dashboard. Yeah, it's a dashboard planner. I think I started using this for work and then I kind of changed my mind on the layout. So this one, I'm going to be taking just the discs. I want the rainbow disc. I thought that would look super cute with this cover. So that's basically what we're going to do is I'm going to take stuff out of this one to be able to kind of move stuff around. Those stickers can also leave. Okay, so first of all, we are going to be taking off the discs. So yeah, so I'm going to just kind of show you how I'm putting my planner together. And then once we get to the point that I'm going to be putting in the pages for my reading journal, that's when I will show you everything that I have created, because I'm not using everything that I've created, but I did at least go ahead and print them out and get them punched and ready. So then that way it'll just be really easy to share with you. So these will have to go into another planner and I will do that off camera separately, just so then that way I'm not wasting time. I'm on it kind of like a little time crunch because I have to pick up my son from work in maybe 20 minutes. Oh, and I want to, one thing I just noticed is the Mickey and Minnie does not have pockets. It's just a vegan leather. That's, I mean, which is still nice. Like it's a gorgeous cover. But it does not have pockets, which is fine. I will, like, I may want to put in, like maybe some sticker, like some of the sticker things, whatever they're called. They're punched. You put stickers in the pockets. I may do that just in case there's like stickers that I want to use for this. But there we go. We have this set up. So I'm now going to just move everything over from this planner and put it into there. I think what I'm planning on doing, I'm actually going to work from the back forward. I think what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on taking, basically putting this into my Franken planner. So I'm going to have a section in my Franken planner that allows me to keep like the current monthly, just because this is my first time actually using a weekly layout for my reading journal. I don't normally do that, but I'm really excited for how I'm going to use it. And I will, I explained that a little bit on my planner lineup video, but I will talk more about that as I kind of go through it. But essentially I'm going to plan on having a section in my Franken planner that allows me to put like all of the trackers and stuff that I'm using, and also include 1 month from my planner at a time. That way it'll just be really easy for me to be able to update it as I go. I don't have to grab another planner, but I can just basically like update it when I need to, which sometimes will be every, I mean, it will be every day in one sense. So like I mentioned, the biggest change is that I'm going to be using a weekly layout. So the horizontal, it's lined and it has a little checklist on the side. So I'm going to be using this not only for my reading journal, but also for Bookstagram on social media. So this section will kind of be used to like write down like what books that I read each day, and then also do book review, like little book rating sort of. I don't like to write reviews, but I'll do like a book rating, and that book rating will be when I finish a book. So let's say on March 8th I finished a book, then I'm going to print out a little picture and then just kind of write like how many stars. It'll be something super simple like that. And I'm going to be doing that instead of actual rating sheets. I've been doing the rating sheets for 2024, and just for whatever reason, this year I just kind of had the idea that I think I like the idea of actual rating or actual rating during the week, because I think it'd just be a fun way to look at it. Okay, so before trying to kind of think like, how do I want to do this? Because I would like to use, I'm trying to decide, do I want to use that? I do kind of want to use this. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to use this for like, kind of, I can plan ahead TBR sort of thing. I think we're going to go all the way to the back. I don't have any frosted dividers nearby. But since I'm going to be eventually moving this into my Franken planner, I think we're fine. So for the pages that are going to go into my reading journal, first of all, I have a book rating scale, and then I also have a spice rating scale. This is basically going to help me kind of determine what is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star book. And then for the spice, what do I consider 1 spice, 2 spice, 3 spice, 4 spice, 5 spice, that sort of thing. So these I kind of created to where you can be able to color in the little design. So this one has like a little pepper that's hot for spice. And spice basically means like, what is the smut level of a book? And then obviously the stars, I can be able to color in as well. What I'm also going to be using is a yearly reading challenge. So I created a 100, I created a 50, and I created a 25. And then each one, I also created a blank version. So really, like let's say somebody chooses to do a 25, maybe they read over that. They can be able to then number this up to go to 50. Then that way they don't have to like print out another one. They can just kind of go from there. And then the 100, because I do tend to read over 100 books. And then this way I can just go ahead and be able to kind of number them up 101 to 200. So yearly reading challenges. These are a slight glow up from last year. To me, they look a lot cleaner. And maybe I should grab my other reading journal. It would have been nice to like have this out and have this ready. Okay, so this is what the yearly reading challenge looked like last year. This is what it looks like this year. So to me, it's just a lot cleaner, a lot simpler, that sort of thing. Then we have my wrap-up pages. I'm gonna have to like figure out how I can be able to adjust this, but whatever. So the wrap-up pages look like this for this year, where I have books read, pages read, and then I can put in a book of the month, and then pictures of all the books go on this side. So as you see, there was like a huge glow up. Right now, or for 2025, it's top 3 books read, and then the type of book and how many that I read. So I read physical, ebook, and audiobooks. So this way I can be able to put, I read 4 physical books, 3 ebooks, 6 audiobooks, that sort of thing. And then I have a nice space for photos. I also went ahead and made this to be a dot grid section, which will just help me kind of line up where I'm going to be writing. So I'm really loving these wrap-up pages compared to this year's. So we're going to take those out because I'm definitely going to be using those. The next page that I created, and this one, it just really got cleaned up because this is very similar to what I've been using this year, is the yearly review. Again, to me, it just looks a lot cleaner. The icons they're like darker. So they're a lot, to me, they just look a lot better, honestly. But basically, I can be able to put down how many physical, how many ebook, how many audiobook for each month, and then put in a total for the month. I also have a version that is physical and audio. We have one that is ebook and audio. We have one that is audio, or that is physical and ebook. And then I have individual with physical, ebook, and audiobook. So then that way somebody can be able to kind of use whichever one makes the most sense for them, which for me is all 3 versions. So my yearly review, I love that page so much. Then we have the top book of 2025, which this one actually is, it's very similar to the top book of 2024. The only thing that I did different was this one. It has the months associated with the box. I think I may have printed out this one before I put in the months, which is why I use stickers. But this one absolutely already has the months, so I don't have to worry about using stickers to date that up myself. And basically what that is I am picking my top book of the month, and then I'm kind of like pitting them against the next month. And then from there, you know, it's just a little, whatever it's called. Whatever. Fantasy, you guys know what it's called. My brain's not working. Okay, so then we have the books read. This is exactly as what I had for last year. Font changed. I love this, so I didn't want to change up anything else. But basically, it's 25 books, 50 books on each one. 25 on each one. And I kind of have it in like a Dutch door format. So then that way, when it's like this, you can still see the header. And it's front and back. So this one I absolutely will be using. I also have a couple other versions of books read. So I have this one, which is also meant to be a Dutch door format. It has stacks of books. Each month has 13. So you can be able to kind of designate it by month, which I may use this as well. What can get really difficult for me, and what I like, this is kind of what I'm torn on. I love the idea of designating it by month for books read. However, some months I could very easily read more than 13 books. So that's the only thing that stops me. This is good for somebody who typically reads, I would say, between 10 and 13 books a month, maybe 8 to 13, kind of somewhere in that range. But this is like a really good option for somebody who wants to be able to separate it out by month of what they read. Then we have this books read. Again, it is by month, and each stack goes up to 10. So it's a much more casual reader. And then we have the monthly ARCs. So ARCs are advanced reader copies. Basically what I was using this for, and this is exactly similar to the previous, I don't think I had books read for the 13 stack and the 12 stack in 2024. So I do in 2025. The monthly ARCs are advanced reader copies. Since 2022, I've been reading a lot of advanced reader copies on NetGalley. So this is kind of where like I will plan ahead. These are the books, like these are the ARCs that I plan on reading each month, and then I kind of color it in. I don't think I'm going to use the one with 13, but I am going to use the one with just 10, mainly because I am limiting myself for how many ARCs that I'm reading. Another way that you could be able to do this, and this is probably how I will do it, is I like to use this to kind of write ahead when an ARC is publishing. So if I have an ARC that publishes in March, I will put it in. So then that way I can be able to look at this and say, oh, this book publishes this month. This book publishes this month. And then I can also color it in as I read it. So I think that's kind of how I'm going to use that. But yeah, 10 stacks. I don't plan on reading more than 10 ARCs a month. And then we have the TBR. So this, again, it's a Dutch door. Basically, you can be able to plan your TBR ahead of time. This is really good, especially if you're like in like book clubs and you guys plan months in advance. You can be able to do it. I don't think I'm going to use the 13. I think what I'm going to be using is the 10. Because like I don't normally put more than like 6 books on my TBR. I do try to leave it open, so then that way I can be able to kind of decide how many that I actually want to read. So monthly TBR is going to be going in mine. One thing new that I am introducing for this year is a 2025 hopefuls. This is basically like a spreadsheet format of a TBR, but this, if I'm scrolling Instagram or I'm scrolling TikTok and I see, oh, this book somebody's posting about, and I'm like, I want to read that. I can be able to put it on this spreadsheet and then look for it through my library, if I want to buy it, that sort of thing. It is double-sided, so that's going to go in here as well. I'm especially thinking that, like, yeah, this is going to be for like books that I see, or even if, like a lot of times I'll go to the bookstore and I'll take pictures of books that I want to look for at the library. I can be able to take those pictures, and then when I get home, write down the title, the author, and the genre, and put it on my hopefuls list. And then I also have a 2025 books read, basically a spreadsheet format. I really, really love the spreadsheet look of it because I like to kind of see like all of the information. So I went ahead and printed out, I think I printed out like 5 of them. I cannot remember how many fit on a page, but I wanted to make sure that I had plenty of room. So I think for now, we're going to do just one, but I do have extra, so then that way I'm not having to like print some out at a later time. And this just has like, you can put the format of the book, the title, the author, the dates read, and then you can rate it. And then I also have a version for ARCs. These are ARCs that I have read. I can put in the publishing date, title, author, check it off as I read it, or check it off that I read it, and then also check off that I left a NetGalley review, and then I have a rating scale. So that is going to go in here as well. And then we come to, oh, book club reads. I almost forgot about this. Okay, so the book club reads basically has a front with a spreadsheet format and then a back where you can be able to put in a little photo of the book. So you're in a book club, you guys choose maybe 1 to 2 books a month. You can be able to track them on the spreadsheet. And then you can, and this is like especially if you are in a book club that reads more than 2 books a month. You can be able to post a picture of your top book for that month. So we're going to do that. This one is the same from last year. I just cleaned it up with the fonts. And then I actually printed out multiple of those because I am in a couple different book clubs. So we're going to do this. We're going to put them all in here. I have the A to Z challenge. This is basically the same as last year. I just cleaned it up with the fonts. I like my A to Z challenge. Something new that I am introducing for 2025 is the 12 in 12, which is basically 12 books that I want to read in 12 months. So I am going to be printing out a photo, putting that photo on there, and then after I read it, I will give it a rating. So simple enough. This one I like to actually ask like friends for recommendations. So the 12 and 12, and there's plenty of room on the outside. If you want to decorate it, you can. I will probably just leave it plain. And then I have 24 books to read. This is very similar to what was in 2024. And you'll kind of see like what I did. But basically, what it started as was 24 books that I wanted to read in 2024. I don't know if I'm going to use this one, but I kept the 24 books to read just in case somebody wanted to use it. But I also have a 25 books in 2025. And I think what I'm going to do, any book that I didn't read in 2024, I'm going to transfer it over to 2025. And those are going to be like the books that I absolutely want to read. And then new for 2025 is the books as movie tracker. So basically, I kind of went ahead and filled in some books that have been turned into movies. And then there's also blank copies as well. So if there is a book that I know that's coming out as a movie, I can be able to rate it. And you can either rate the movie or you can rate the book. I may actually, now that I'm kind of thinking about it, I may actually change this one up. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep this one in there because there are like, there's a few movies that I've seen. Actually, I think what I'm going to do, this is where you're rating the book. This is not rating the movie. But basically, there's a bunch of, movies that have come out. They're based on books. So maybe I'm going to try to read those during the course of 2025. And then, of course, there's blank, and you can fill those in for whatever ones you want. So another one of the pages that had a huge glow up is my genre tracker. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm trying to remember where it is. Here we go. So 2024, it was a very simple genre in pixels where I had some blank spots where I could be able to put in a genre and color code it. And then it's just color coded each month. I did a complete glow up, as you can tell. And this is the new genre tracker. So the boxes are smaller. And then we have a space to put in the year. I have a key that is designed as books. I went ahead and wrote in some, like automatically some genres. Then I also have a notes section. However, I do have a version that is completely blank. So then that way, if somebody wants to choose their own genres, they can be able to do so. I intentionally left a few blank on the one that has some filled in. So then that way, if there's like genres that other people want to add in, I don't know yet which one that I'm going to do. I'm kind of leaning towards this one. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and use this one, but I absolutely love this new genre tracker. Like I'm so excited to use it. So there's that. And then the other page that got a glow up is my reading tracker. So the previous reading tracker, oh, and I'm actually backtrack. I'm not going to be doing the time reading in pixels, mainly because I kind of need to figure out like a better method for this. Like I'm thinking about kind of doing something similar to this one. But I need to kind of really figure out like what are good time increments. And quite frankly, I hate keeping up with this. As you can tell, the last time that I did it was on the 16th. And I feel like a lot of times I just kind of guessed during the month because I've been horrible about like actually keeping up with this every single day. So time reading in pixels is not going to be for 2025, but I am going to be doing my daily reading in pixels. So before it was the calendar, and then I had a spot to just write in whether it was a physical, a Kindle, or an audio. This time, there's a couple different options for what I can be able to do. So I have a reading tracker where it has a key already filled in. So I can be able to do basically 8 different colors. So we have physical, audio, ebook, and it basically means that like this day, I only read a physical, or I only read an audio, or I only read an ebook. Then we have physical and audio, physical and ebook, ebook and audio. So these colors would designate a day that I did both a physical and an audio, and it would be like normally 2 completely different books, both a physical and an ebook, or both an ebook and an audiobook. Or maybe there's a day that I read a physical, an ebook, and an audio. So that would be a certain color. And then if there's a day that I just didn't read, then I've got a color for that as well. But then I also have individual reading trackers. So I can be able to say that this one is for physical, this one is for ebook, and this one is for audiobook. So it'll kind of serve like the same purpose as what I've been doing now. Because I do like to kind of see like from this viewpoint, like for March, as you can tell, I did have some days where I read physical, but it was definitely not as much compared to like October. So I think what I'm going to be doing for 2025 is I'm going to be using both this reading tracker and the individual reading trackers. So then that way I can be able to track it 2 ways. Because again, I'm extra. And then, oh, wait a minute. I forgot this one. I need that one. Another page, it's kind of had like a slight glow up. Also just kind of realized that I just kind of realized that this page it's supposed to have dot grid right here, and I don't like how it looks. So I'm going to have to fix that. But one of the pages that I had, and I don't have it in my reading journal anymore. I actually ditched it, but it was a low spend tracker where I could create like some rules, and I could be able to have 2 colors, one for a day that I purchased a book, one for a day that I didn't. I changed it up just because I kind of found that I'm really bad with like no spend and low spend. It's definitely something like it's definitely a goal for 2025. So this is not something that I'm going to use, but just in case somebody else wants to use it, I'm going to include this. But it's going to be either a no spend tracker, and this can be used for reading journal, this can be used for budget, this can literally be used for anything. A no spend tracker and a low spend tracker. It has a note section, and then it has a undated kind of calendar pages, so 2 on each side. So if you want it for the full year, you will have to print out 3 of them. but you can be able to put in the month, put in the dates, and you can be able to track whatever makes sense for you in terms of days that you either do a no spend or days that you do a low spend. And then the other one that got a glow up, and I'll kind of show you what it used to look like, is the book ratings page. So okay, here we go. So this is what it looked like before. It's very simple, and this is what it looks like now. And I will say I'm super happy with the glow up of this one. So this one, it has space for you to be able to put in a picture of a book. It has a title space, an author space, dates read. You can be able to rate it. And then if you want to include little notes, you can as well. You can be able to put in a review. You can be able to put in a quote. You can be able to put in just generic notes about the book, whatever makes the most sense to you. But I think that this is just like a really nice books rating page. So then that way you can be able to like really track the books that you are reading. So for instance, I have been using the book rating page for 2024. I love flipping through this, and like part of me is kind of tempted to keep these, but at the same time I really want to be able to flip through the full year and look at the books rating actually in a weekly planner. But this is basically the idea. I just like my glow up version better. But yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so I'm not going to include that one in mine. It is double-sided. This is supposed to be dot grid. I don't like how it printed out, so I will be redoing this page, and I will be redoing this page, so it'll look much better. Like the notes, like the dot grid is going to look more close to, we're going to go to my wrap-up pages. The dot grid is going to look more close to that compared to what it is in there. But yeah, so there we go. I absolutely love my reading journal pages. Absolutely love how this whole thing turns out. And I will say it's not super chunky. It's really, really not. And I will go ahead and grab my Franken planner. So I set up my Franken planner for January. I have my word of the year at the very front. And then this right here is going to be the reading journal page, or the reading journal section. So my thought is to go ahead and all of this will be in here. And then we will put in January. And then probably what I may actually end up doing, we only have one more day left of my 2024 planner. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of my side dividers, and I'm going to go ahead and put in all of these pages. So then that way I can be able to just simply keep my reading journal in here. So then that way, like especially at the end of the day, as I am going through and updating my planner, I can be able to also go to the reading journal section, and I can be able to update that as well. And I will say, having some kind of like tabbed dividers, they are a game changer in your Franken planner. So if you do not have them, I definitely recommend it. So one thing I do want to do is like, I think I'm just going to kind of put like up here at the very top what book club that it is. So then that way I have that. And then during, like I mentioned before, during the year, I am going to plan on, my goal is to plan on releasing more pages throughout the year. So if you have any special requests of pages that you are looking for, pages that you would use, drop a comment, let me know, and I will see what I can do to create some up. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm kind of just going to like change around a little bit, kind of like how I have the stuff in here. So like I'm going to have the rating scales up top, yearly reading challenge, but then after that is where I'm going to put in the yearly review and the top book of 2025. And then we will have the trackers. So I have my genre trackers, I have my reading trackers. So those are all going to be used. Those are going to go there. And then we will have the wrap-up pages. I think I'm actually going to have the wrap-up pages at the very end, because then we will have the books read, my ARCs, my TBR, my hopefuls, and then these books read. At the book clubs, I'm thinking we're actually going to put the book clubs as going to be, I'm trying to think. I think I only need 3 book clubs. 1, 2, yes, I think I only need 3. So, so we were going to take these 3 out. This one is actually going to go back into my notebook. Those are going to go after my trackers. Those are going to go after these. So I'm kind of thinking after the hopefuls, before the books read, because then we're going to be putting in the wrap-up pages and then the books read, and I may kind of like change this out throughout the year, kind of just depending on what we're looking at. But then all of my challenge pages that I have so far, those are going to go before the wrap-up. Boom, there we go. So now I think I like how I have that. But yeah, so there we go. My Franken planner is set up with my reading journal in it. So that will be really easy for me to now get to. But yeah, so now it's just a matter of, I'm going to have 2 horizontal planners in here. It's going to be a little weird, but that's okay. So yeah, so now it's just going to be a matter of using this to like track when I start a book, when I finish a book, and then I'll also track it here as well, starting on Monday. All right, so there we go. We are all set up with my reading journal. And then we have, these are going to be releasing January 1st. So if you have any questions about the pages that I created, let me know, drop a comment. There's a link in the description to my Etsy shop, so you can be able to shop there. And I will definitely send out like maybe like a YouTube post or something once everything in the shop goes live. But yeah, like I mentioned, if there's any pages that you are interested in that I don't have already, drop a comment or send me a message on Etsy directly. If you guys have any questions, drop a comment, Etsy, Instagram, whatever works. And thank you guys so much for joining me. Thumbs up, subscribe, click that notification bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and enjoy the next video.